Sunrise, whatever, but they are my priority now.
I'm Andrea Thomas from Sitka, Alaska, in America, and we have just completed the Kanchenjunga Trek.
My name's Steve Reifenstoll, Andrea's spouse, also from Sitka, Alaska, and we completed the Kanchenjunga Trek together.
We went to a monastery at the end that was just amazing. We had a very special tour, and there was a practice going on, a ceremony where they were, for the next 14 days, they were chanting for world peace. I thought, well, we need a lot of that. So that was a really special, and gosh, the people were so friendly and just a stunning scenery. And I think the food was amazing. It was amazing, and so much of it. Oh my gosh. So those were all highlights. There's so many highlights, actually.
For me, I was expecting the mountains to be the highlight. I came primarily for the mountains as a mountain climber, amateur historian of the early Himalayan exploration, from British military to the early climbers. I had read many stories about the area, and so I was thinking the mountains was really what I wanted to see. But it turns out that it was the people, our porters and guide and Dave Raj, and the people we met along the way that was the most special to me. The friendliness, the kindness, the smiles I'll remember forever. I did love the mountains, and I loved getting to the base camps and seeing that, and that was a highlight. But it was really the people I think I'll remember more than anything. The reason we chose Crystal Mountain was that a good friend of mine went to graduate school, got his MBA in University of Washington, Seattle. And in that program was Jalant, who runs Crystal Mountain, and his dad, as I understand it, operated it before that. So because of that connection I didn't really look any further than Crystal Mountain. I just reviewed their website, which was very well laid out, and from that chose which program we wanted to participate in. And I would highly recommend Crystal Mountain. It was just outstanding. I mean, I didn't realize how maybe complicated the logistics involved, but I would highly recommend it because it was very professional. There was never a time of worry, from getting picked up at the airport to getting our bags checked and getting to a hotel and getting back to the airport to fly to the beginning of the trek. The drive had to be orchestrated as well, a jeep ride for 2 days into the mountains, as well as the exit. All of that just worked flawlessly. And a big part of that is because the guide, Rosbear, was experienced. I think he's got maybe 15 years experience as a guide. And he was always on top of what needed to be done, forward thinking, and it allowed for just an outstanding trip.
And he had friends everywhere.
Yeah.
So he had all these connections, which I think was great. And I think, what we experienced on the trail is that a lot of people were just had maybe one or two porters, and they were staying in lodges, and so smaller number of people. But we did feel like it was deluxe, having our own cook, who was just tremendous, and kitchen staff, and it was such a treat. I guess we didn't really think about it, but it was just made it so special. And the whole crew was just a really neat crew, and everybody was really competent, and everybody looked out for each other, and very friendly, and it just made it, to me, a little bit more of a unique experience to go with Crystal Mountain because of offering the camping portion. And I mean, you can stay in lodges if you wanted to, but I think with the lodges it's hit and miss, and with Crystal Mountain and the service that we had was just a sure bet.
Quite like you always do.
When you open a door, you don't know what's behind that door, but there will be other doors. And opening this door for us introduced us to Dave Raj, and I apologize for my terrible pronunciation, and to Rajveer, and to all the porters and cooks. And it's opened up a door that I could not have anticipated, and feel so fortunate to have been able to have this experience. And in my discussion with Dave Raj, I came to realize that even though it feels a little bit like being spoiled to be treated to carrying all the gear and to be given warm milk in the morning and having cookies at the end of the day, and having more warm drinks, and the porters carrying all this gear, I do believe, with no hypocrisy, that giving money that we have plenty of to the porters and to the support team is a nice way of distributing money that's important to them and to their lives and to their families. And I can say that without guilt, which I couldn't at the beginning of this trip.
The end.